Yeah. Bros TV. To talk different. Yeah. Yeah. Heavy on the grind, pressure in my tone. Stand up business, built it on my own. Came from the mud, wisdom in the scars. Lesson in the loss, vision in the dark. Eyes on the mission, move like a boss. Principles first, never took a loss. Real overviews, purpose when I speak. Leaders in the room, giants in the seats. You bout to walk with Brosy. You bout to walk with Brosy. You bout to walk with Brosy. You bout to walk with Brosy.
Welcome back to the channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. On this beautiful Saturday. It started out a little rainy, but now it's nice out there, man. I got a good little sweat going on outside. So before I get started, I want to pose a question to the chat for all the fathers out there and even the mothers. You know what? Anybody can answer this question. My question is, my daughter has come to me and asked me to pay for her nails, right? And I have no problem doing that, chat, as I've been doing it, as long as she's been asking me. But now my daughter is 17. She's about to be 18 in July. She's graduating high school this year. We already got college and everything picked out. So she's growing up way too fast on me, fellas. Listen, and ladies. But I'll speak to the fathers, especially with daughters, man, cherish it. When they're young and just looking at you like you're their whole world, cherish it, man, because they get older and watching them grow up is very difficult as a father, as a man. It's just very difficult, man. It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to, come to terms with. Just watching my baby girl become a young lady and not be my baby girl anymore. But anyway, my question to the chat is, she came to me and asked to get her nails done. And she is in a committed relationship with this boy. Y'all, I'm pretty sure I've been following. Y'all know what the deal is. He graduated last year. He's 19 years old. Young man. And I said to her, well, now that you have a boyfriend that you want me to recognize and respect this relationship that you're in, is that not now his job? Or is it still my job to get them nails done? Let me know. I feel it's main man job now. And if he can't do it, if he can't afford it, that should be a red flag. At 19, main man should have a job. Now, I told her, I said, listen, at 19, I was paying rent, taking care of you and your mom. She ain't had to call her dad to get her nails done when I was 19. That's all I'm saying. I'll be honest with y'all, chat. It's just my way of poking fun. It's my way of, just doing my dad shit. But I do partly stand on that, though. I do partly stand on that. There's nothing wrong with her coming to ask Pops for anything. And guess what I'm going to do today? I'm going to pay to get them nails done. But if you're going to be in a relationship, I feel like there should be some expectations. And I feel like young boy got to step up to the plate. That's now his job. That's just how I feel. Let me know how y'all feel in the chat. Let me know. Talk to me. All right. Enough of that. So what I want to get into today is this Pooh Shiesty and this Gucci Mane situation. Gucci Mane. I'm not always tapped in. So bro sent me a video to react to so we can get tapped in. So if you're not tapped in, we about to watch this video so we all could get tapped in, because what I'm hearing sounds really fucking crazy. really crazy. Like Pooh Shiesty signed the Gucci Mane. He wanted to get out his deal. Next thing you know, he on camera, you know, like robbing him. That's what I know, but I don't know all the in particular. So let's see if we could, you know, figure that out here. Let's go. I don't know if y'all know who Main Man is. He about to tell us who he is. Hold on.
Hey, man, I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on how Pooh Shiesty robbed and kidnapped Gucci, how Gucci snitched on Pooh Shiesty, how Pooh Shiesty's father is a government informant. This is going to be one of the craziest videos of 2026.
Damn.
9 individuals.
Hold on. Real quick. Let's run this back.
With me, and for this video, we're gonna be speaking on how Pooh Shiesty robbed and kidnapped Gucci, how Gucci snitched on Pooh Shiesty, how Pooh Shiesty's father is a government informant. This is gonna be one of the craziest videos of 2026.
9 individuals, including well-known musical artists, kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint numerous victims at a music studio in Dallas, Texas. 8 of the 9 were arrested yesterday in Dallas, Memphis, and Nashville. These individuals who are charged and arrested include Lontrell Williams Jr., also known as Pooh Shiesty.
It was well before several hours.
Chad, he just got home. You know what? I'm going to be honest with y'all. I like it better when the rapper's not living what they rap about. If that make me soft, you know, if that make me a square, so be it. I'd rather you still be out on the streets rapping. Like, why we can't rap about what we used to do? I feel like once we start, you know, making a certain amount of money and we cross that threshold, I feel like we can change some things up a little bit. I like it much better when they not living what they rap about.
Before sunup, when they first heard a boom, it was then followed by shouting of the from the agents who were saying that they were certainly executing a search warrant. I can tell you, after that boom, there was a back door that was breached.
It sounded like Gucci cooperated. It sounded like the victim. Gucci was a victim and gave his testimony. Come on over here with me, Gucci. It's all right. It's all right.
Now, I heard everybody saying Gucci told. Has there been any facts or any paperwork or anything that, and maybe we'll figure it out in this video, but I'd love to know if there's some facts, like some actual documents, you know, that will prove that that's the case.
Gonna be civilian. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, this ain't that ain't yeah. Come on over here with me, Gucci. Press charges on their ass.
Flashbangs would pop off the federal search warrant of Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty's home on April 1st, 2026. The next day, the United States Attorney for Northern Texas would announce 9 individuals, including well-known rappers, were federally charged with kidnapping and robbing at gunpoint numerous victims at a music studio in Dallas, Texas. 8 of the 9 were arrested in one day, including Memphis rapper Lontrell Williams Jr., aka Pooh Shiesty, his father Lontrell Williams Sr., Memphis rapper Rodney Wright, aka Big 30, and 6 others. A 32-page sealed criminal complaint would state on January 10th, 2026, at approximately 4:50 p.m., 3 victims were kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint at a music studio. The criminal complaint would list the 3 victims by their initials, RD, MM, and BP.
So who called the cops? Hold on.
Shiesty, his father Lontrell Williams Sr., Memphis rapper Rodney Wright, aka Big 30, and 6 others. A 32-page sealed criminal complaint would state on January 10th, 2026, at approximately 4:50 p.m., 3 victims were kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint at a music studio. The criminal complaint would list the 3 victims by their initials, RD, MM, and BP. But we all know RD is Roderick Davis, the 46-year-old Atlanta rap legend known as Gucci Mane. At approximately 1 p.m. that day, the victims flew into Dallas alongside Gucci's head of security and an additional security officer for a scheduled meeting with Pooh Shiesty, who'd been signed to Gucci's 1017 label since 2021. The meeting was scheduled because Shiesty was upset with the terms of his contract and wished to be released from the label, so he asked Gucci to meet about business. At approximately 1:45, Gucci and his team arrived at the meeting location, a music recording studio within a larger office building. Upon entering the building, they realized the recording studio was closed. In the meantime, they went to a nearby liquor store. Pooh Shiesty's father, who's more commonly known throughout the streets of Memphis as Mob Boss, ran an independent label named Mob Ties Records. Boss would call the owner of the Dallas recording studio at 2:53 p.m., trying to book the studio for Shiesty and Gucci to record music. This was over an hour after Gucci had already arrived. 22 minutes after the call, the studio was open to Gucci and his team. A short time later, Mob Boss could be seen on surveillance video speaking on his cell phone outside the building before entering. At 3:39, a production employee would arrive while Pooh Shiesty and his father were standing at the back of the office building, engaged in what appeared to be an argument over the phone. Just minutes later, Shiesty, along with his father, Big 30, and 6 others, would enter the east side of the building, walking through the lobby and into the
Cameras everywhere. You just got to assume that if you're doing anything outside, you are being recorded. I mean, everybody got a doorbell camera nowadays, ATMs. I mean, just dash cams from a car, just everything, everybody, everywhere. Even if you're not being recorded, I feel like if you're talking around your cell phone, our cell phones are listening. Like at all times, man. Like this shit really wicked out here.
Studio. One of the suspects at a later time can be seen exiting before shortly returning with a bag slung over his shoulder. All 9 suspects entered the studio's control room, where inside the victims were watching a football game. Gucci's head of security was positioned in the lobby while the other guard remained in the vehicle. The victims overheard Pooh Shiesty talking on his cell phone, possibly with his federal parole officer, stating that his caseworker had given him permission to be out on rec time. From what the victims could hear, Shiesty was told on the phone that was not the case and he needed to return immediately, to which he agreed. At the time, Shiesty was wearing an ankle monitor. Gucci would tell Shiesty they can reschedule their studio session, but Shiesty asked to speak with Gucci privately in the attached recording room. Gucci would enter the room with Pooh Shiesty, his father, and Big 30. The 2 other victims would remain with the 6 suspects, even offering them drinks as 2 of the suspects accepted and poured up. Inside the booth, Shiesty pulled out a contract termination letter telling Gucci to sign it, releasing him from the label. Gucci refused, Shiesty became agitated, and the 2 began to argue. The 2 victims could see the conversation play out, and one of them saw the conversation intensifying, so he texted Gucci's head of security, who was still in the lobby. While arguing, Shiesty instructed Big 30 to get his bag. Quick pause, because this might actually help you out. If you've ever needed access to your money before payday, there's a bank once a year when you actually need them. Paycheck events want your directly to the sign up
Come on,
page
man, we
where
just
you
want to
can
hear
create
about.
an
We don't want
account.
to care about these ads.
Just complete those steps, just a bonus. Because the finance, Draco aiming it at back into the room with the bag, and Shiesty would pull a Draco, aiming it at Gucci and demanding again that he sign the contract release paperwork.
Drake? Drake? Oh, nah, Pooh. Oh, nah. Pulled out a Drake on Gucci, man. Now, he had to be thinking like, yo, this some street shit. Gucci ain't gonna rat on me. It's just gonna be up. But, I mean, I'm be honest with you. I mean, we know what fucking with Gucci Mane might get you. Ask Jeezy. Ask Jeezy what pulling up on Gucci Mane like that to get you. Or like, wow. Yo, this is fucking nuts.
Gucci, now being held at gunpoint and unable to leave the room, complied, signing the paper while Shiesty's father and Big 30 stood by. Big 30 took out his cell phone and recorded Gucci signing the paperwork while being forced to say he released Pooh Shiesty from his contract. After signing, Pooh Shiesty would take Gucci's wedding ring, watch, earrings, and whatever cash he had on him. Shiesty then handed the paperwork to his father, asking him if it was good, to which he replied, "It needs to be dated." So Shiesty forced Gucci to write the date next to his signature. As Shiesty, 30, and Mob Boss exited the recording room, the 6 remaining suspects pulled handguns, AR, and AK pistols and began robbing Gucci's 2 associates. One victim, identified only as BP, would have his pockets ran and his wallet removed by who he identified as CMO Damn Fool, one of Shiesty's goons. His 1017 chain would be taken by another man he knew as Glizzy 375. Glizzy would repeatedly threaten to shoot him for
Yo, these names are insane. These fucking names are insane. Like, this shit is crazy, bro. Like, you just came home, Pooh. You literally you still got the fucking ankle monitors on it. Matter of fact, getting off the phone with your PO, going back into the studio and holding this man at gunpoint with a Drake is crazy. Now, what's crazier, him doing that or Gucci snitching? I don't know.
moving, but Shiesty would instruct him not to. According to the victim's statement to police, he witnessed Big 30 pointing a cell phone at Gucci within the booth, but assumed he was taking pictures for social media. Victim BP further identified Baby Slime 375 for holding him and others at gunpoint. Victim BP and victim MM would identify KD 375, who they also recognized, as he can be seen on social media with Pooh Shiesty. KD would also hold them at gunpoint. Victim MM is rumored to be Matt Marzal, who goes by the name Multi-Mars. He's a Chicago-based photographer and has been Gucci's personal cameraman for years. It was also Matt who texted Gucci's head of security when he saw the conversation within the recording booth intensifying. Matt was choked from behind, almost to the point of losing consciousness, resulting in scratches to his neck and wrist. He'd be robbed of his Rolex watch, a Louis Vuitton bag containing multiple high-end watches, and his wallet. He'd confirmed to police his Louis bag, wallet, and AirPods all had an Apple AirTag attached, and he was also able to identify his robber by his Instagram handle of Twin CMO. While the robbery was taking place, Big 30 walked to the door leading to the lobby, closing.
Unless I missed something, it sounds like, and tell me if I missed it. I've been pretty locked in. I feel like I ain't talking enough because I'm trying to tap into what he's saying. It sounds like everybody else around Gucci was telling, but I didn't hear him say Gucci made any statements, or did I miss that? And if I did, give me the timestamp so I can go back and watch it after this video over.
And blocking it with his body, preventing the victims from leaving. But Gucci's security would see what was taking place. Both of Gucci's security guards would draw guns, attempting to force themselves in as they partially opened the door, only to see that they were greatly outgunned. Gucci was pushed onto a couch, causing the victims to believe they were going to be executed.
RD was pushed onto the couch in the control room, causing the victims to believe they were going to be executed. Williams Jr. placed a barrel of a firearm to the back of BP's head and ordered him and RD to leave the control room and the studio through the west entrance of the office building. RD, the instructed CW and TD to escort them to their vehicle as the victims left. MM turned to Williams Jr. and asked him if they were really taking his watches. Hell yeah, give me that. Based on later recovered surveillance video footage of the target suspect left the studio and the office building through the east entrance at approximately 4:48 p.m. So they weren't masked up. They did this shit on camera it just seems very reckless. I mean, there's no rules to the streets. I mean, obviously, but like, I always thought like, I never wanted to be a dumb street dude. Like, and I always thought getting caught always had to do with you just slipping somewhere. Like a wrong move, recklessness somewhere. Like, I always respected the street dudes that was able to be in that lifestyle, but be smart, cautious, and you know, just had that longevity. This seems reckless and out of fucking control.
Shiesty placed the barrel of his Draco to the back of BP's head, ordering him and Gucci to leave the studio through the west side of the building. Gucci then instructed his security to escort them to their vehicle. As the victims left, Gucci's cameraman turned to Pooh Shiesty and asked if they were really taking his watches. Matt would provide police with the last AirTag locations, which was revealed to be the parking lot of an apartment leased to Pooh Shiesty's father, where Pooh is believed to have been residing in Frisco, Texas. Federal investigators would recover photos of the suspect vehicles, a white Buick Enclave, a black Hellcat, and a black Dodge Ram with a roll bar. According to law enforcement databases, Big 30's father owns a 2020 Dodge Hellcat in Tennessee, and license plate readers would place it in Texas during the relevant time period of the robbery and traveling with the two other suspect vehicles.
Got him.
The white Enclave was found to be a rental, rented by none other than Shiesty's dad. Federal investigators would find surveillance video of Shiesty's dad at a Staples, printing out what they believed to be the release contract an hour before he arrived at the studio. The feds would also link all suspects together by cell phone GPS coordinates and would reveal Shiesty's goons were so poor, 4 of them would have to take a Greyhound bus from Texas back to Memphis, Tennessee. Now remember when the victims offered Shiesty's goons drinks? A left ring finger and right thumbprint would identify the 2 suspects that took drinks as they left their prints on the red cups. The victims obviously...
Bro, they had to think there's no way Gucci Mane is calling the cops. Like, that had to be... Gucci not gonna call the law. That's snitching. He a street dude. They had to have. But like, y'all ain't just get Gucci. Y'all got... I'm assuming that the white boy next to him was his cameraman. I'm not sure if it was the one laying on the floor next to him. I don't know. No, it was the white boy. We seen the picture. I'm tripping. I mean, I don't want to say all white dudes is snitches. Like, that's not fair to say. But like, I mean, I would assume by looking at that cameraman, if you done something to him, he was going to tell. And then not to mention the shit that you took had fucking GPS trackers in it. I mean, you're never coming home ever again. And then you ain't even had a decency to get your homies up. They had to get on the bus. That shit wild, man. Like, this shit, I'm fucking blown away.
Knew who Pooh Shiesty was, and Gucci Mane would be listed as one of the victims who identified Shiesty as wearing a Nike mask and hoodie during the robbery. Gucci would also name Big 30 and identify him by his Instagram. In fact, almost every suspect was able to be identified by their Instagram handles. KD would be described as Shiesty's right-hand man. Damn Fool lives up to his name, as he could be seen leaving wearing Gucci's cameraman's Louis bag. He'd then post a video to Instagram wearing one of the stolen watches, and another picture would show him wearing the same sneakers worn in the robbery. Twin, who choked out the cameraman, would post multiple pictures of another stolen watch and even the 1017 chain that was taken. Shiesty and his team executed a coordinated armed recording studio takeover, temporarily kidnapping fucking Gucci Mane, robbing the shit out of him and his team, making his security look like bitches, and leaving the scene without firing a single shot. Only for Gucci and his team to fully cooperate with police, leading to a federal takedown and kidnapping charges. More charges can be expected as yet again Pooh Shiesty is alleged to be a felon in possession of another Draco after having just finished a prison sentence for shooting someone in the ass with a Draco. All 9 suspects will be facing life in federal prison for conspiring to and committing kidnapping. And I can only imagine what else the feds can add on with all the firepower and prior.
Is Gucci in violation? Yeah, of course he is. He's a street guy. I mean, unless he comes out and says, yeah, no, I'm no longer in the streets. I'm retired from the streets. I'm a business owner. I ain't on that. But then again, you know, your rap's got to change and all of that. It's crazy.
They had. It will also be interesting to see who chooses to cooperate against who, as Pooh Shiesty's father is no stranger to the feds. Back in 2007, Mob Boss was indicted on drug charges and would be sentenced to 70 months in prison.
These dudes are never
after
coming home.
receiving a 5K1 sentencing reduction for his ongoing and future cooperation with the government, meaning he was snitching and agreed to keep snitching. So this whole fucking case is snitch nasty. Gucci just fucked over Atlanta as the most rat-infested city in hip-hop, adding himself to the list of snitches after Young Thug gave investigators the longest interview of his career. Gunna flipped on Thug, Gunna did Crime Stoppers, T.I. started the Crime Stoppers wave, and Gucci is best friends with QCP. Gucci would even jump on live after the federal takedown was announced, and you'd think he'd talk about how he's far from the streets and too rich to abide by them like QCP did. But instead, Gucci was talking about the exact opposite, saying he'll smoke whoever steps to him, he doesn't believe in telling the police shit, and he's keeping it street. The exact opposite of what he did.
You step to me, I'ma smoke you. Yeah, I ain't gonna tell nobody, not even the police. I don't believe in none of that shit. Only thing I believe in is don't tell the police. Keep it in the street.
Some are even.
That's not true, Gooch. Gucci, that ain't true. Now, like, yo, Pooh, there had to be a better way to go about this, gang. Like, there just had to be. Like, even if that was the route we was going to take, I mean, like, we couldn't be smarter about it. Like, maybe, you know, maybe hire some dudes. Like I don't know. I don't want to sit here and get on here and talk about, you know, and give advice on how to do crime or nothing like that. But you know, we hear and we talking, like, I just can't think carrying out that job yourself was smart, especially when you yourself is GPS through your ankle monitor, right? This was sloppy. This was very sloppy. And yo, motherfuckers just got to like jail. No. Like, I hear about how bad jail is and all of that, but like certain dudes, they gotta like that shit. They have to, because there's no way you get home and think it's a good idea to take you and all your homies over there to rob Gucci Mane on camera. Okay, maybe you didn't know you was on camera, but to me, that also makes you dumb. I ain't knocking nobody hustle or how they feel like they should operate or do things, but like, I will say, you know, this seemed very, like, just elementary, like, bro.
Now pointing out Gucci's old interview speaking on Jeezy, trying to get him killed.
So that situation that we were just talking about with the charges and so forth, do you feel like it was a setup because cats came like after you, like they was coming to get you?
Yeah, I think it was a setup.
Okay. Do you have any, like, you know, indications on who it might be? Have you heard anything on the streets? Just whatever you feel in your own heart?
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, ain't too many people got the motive to do some shit like that. I just like a detective, learn, you know what I'm saying, look at the motive, who has motive to do it. And this fuck nigga, the only nigga has motive.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight up.
So it's real serious then when we talking about like actually trying to like set somebody to take someone's lives. It's on a whole nother level. It's past just the wax.
It's like, I guess they're scared of competition.
Now, Pooh Shiesty just fucked himself after committing the dumbest robbery with his dad being a whole government informant and Big 30's big door blocking.
And then you robbed a dude and your daddy a snitch. Your pops fuck around would have told on you. And he working. Like, he on the payroll.
Ass is now facing life just because he wanted to be there. Never mind the goons that came up on watches but needed a bus pass to get home. A case that no one expected. And
if you broke, the last thing I'm going to do is start taking pictures that would tie me to a crime. I mean, I would say, you know, pawn it, but like that also would tie you to something, you know what I mean? But like, we got to off them on the street somehow. Like, and if we taking buses to do crimes, I mean, you know, I Rolexes, give me a little 5-10 bands, like a little quick couple dollars. Pennies on the dollar. We got to get rid of this shit. Y'all motherfuckers wildin'.
one of the fastest crash outs we've ever seen from a rapper fresh out of prison, this is likely the last time we'll ever see Pooh Shiesty in the free world.
Yeah, I don't see how he beats this.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Hearing Gucci Mane snitched, I was in disbelief. Gucci has been one of my favorite rappers since high school. One of the main rappers I listened to in high school. And seeing the paperwork, it broke my heart. And then like 3 minutes later, I got over it. I mean, what the fuck do we expect in 2026? This man's 46 years old. I highly doubt he gives a fuck. You know what I'm saying? They took his wedding ring, whatever other shit he had. He goes live talking about he'll smoke somebody. He should have smoked Pooh Shiesty. You know, it would have been a bang out. He really wouldn't have won that situation. I don't know why his security wasn't in the room with him. But Texas self-defense, yeah, he would have got off on that. He should have had some shit on him. You can tell he did not expect this at all. Nobody did.
He got ambushed.
Nobody did. When Seti Nash broke the news, nobody even believed him. Because they were like, ain't no fucking way they playing with Gucci Mane like that. Gucci Mane did dirty. And it's 100% confirmed he's cooperated. Not only did he identify what Pooh Shiesty was wearing and identify Big 30 by his Instagram, how do you think the feds know exactly what took place inside of that booth? None of the other witnesses were in there. And they couldn't hear what was being said. If you're in a music studio, you can't hear what they're saying in the booth if you're not in the booth and they're not talking on the mic. That means Gucci was the one that told them. We went in there. We started arguing. He pulled out this piece of paper. I said no. He tells fucking 30 to go get his bag. He pulls out a fucking Draco, took all my shit. Gucci told the police all of that information. 100%.
That's fucking wild.
What the fuck is Atlanta gonna do about it? Not a goddamn thing. We know that. Everybody knows that. You know, snitching ain't nothing anymore. And it's crazy because a lot of the rappers that we looked up to, Gucci being one of them, was against all of that shit. And that's why these videos are so important, because you can be young and dumb as I once was, riding around listening to these songs, toting guns like they're doing in these songs, committing crimes like they're rapping about in these songs, just for you to get caught, for you to keep that shit real, for you to get sentenced to all that prison time, and the motherfucker that influenced you to live that lifestyle is a fucking rat. And that's the cold hard truth about this shit. Do I give a fuck about this case? No. I really fucking don't. Am I the biggest fan of Pooh Shiesty? No. I like a couple of his songs.
Jake talking crazy.
But this motherfucker's a crash out. End of story. He's a flat fucking crash out. This is the stupidest fucking crime I've ever heard of. You did this shit while you had on an ankle monitor. Literally, 30 minutes after you got off the phone with whoever, and they're telling you, yo, you do not.
Yo, did I not say that? And listen, y'all know I don't watch these videos before I get here to the chat. Y'all know I don't. Bro, on your phone with the PO, ankle monitor, and you kidnapping motherfuckers. And Gucci, you wild. You wild for this, Gucci. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, keep calling him Gooch is crazy. I got to chill. I have to pronounce his full name. Gooch is insane. I gotta dial that back. I can't be calling a grown man Gooch. Gucci Mane? You man. Listen, man. Motherfuckers be telling. I thought New York had the most snitches. Yeah, that's over. That's over. Atlanta. Y'all telling everything.
Not have permission to leave. You need to go home now. All right, bet. Let me rob Gucci Man first, and I'll be back. What? The fuck is wrong with you? And this is what I want to know. How much money do you think he really has after this many years just went by? And then he robs and kidnaps the label owner of the label that he's signed to. So there's no label backing him. You know, there's no crazy amounts of money behind him. Do you think he even has the funds to afford a lawyer that is gonna get him a decent deal? Because there's no such thing as beating this case. I don't give a fuck. I'll bet everything on it. I'll bet my chain on it. I'll bet my YouTube fucking plaques. He ain't beating this fucking case. They got so much evidence against this man. I seen the internet lawyer that's always, oh, how'd he do it if he's on a monitor? They would have been got him. He was on the fucking monitor. That's why they have all this information. All you had to do was read the fucking thing instead of acting like you know every fucking thing. And he's fucked. The amount of evidence they have in this fucking case, he's gonna get hit with more charges, guaranteed. You know, they're saying he upped the Draco, whatever the fuck, unless they need more proof than that. That's a firearm charge right there. It's an enhancement of punishment if guns were used during this thing. All 3 witnesses are saying that they had guns. The 2 security guards are gonna testify that they had guns. Fuck, Gucci Man himself might testify. What's worse than having somebody say, you did it? 5 people say, you did it. But let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comment section. I'm telling you, this is gonna be one of the craziest cases we see in 2026. We're only a couple months in, but hey, y'all know where to come for the content. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me.
Yo. And then the other thing that might happen too is his homies who broke and had to take the bus, you know, they might start cooperating to try to get the deal, because we all know the feds, they like the flashy, you know what I'm saying? Like, so everybody facing life, if they start throwing out deals for the homies, they might turn on him too. Like, all of that might happen. This is bad. This is bad. This is really bad. And I don't see any way that Pooh Shiesty comes out of this at all with a chance of seeing the light of day again with his freedom. He's going to jail for the rest of his life. He's going to die in prison. And it's just what it is. Unfortunate. And you know, you can think you're going to live by the street code all you want. You know what I'm saying? When the pressure's on and it's time to be real, most dudes fold. Most of them. Shout out to Bobby Shmurda. Shout out to Bobby Shmurda. He could have took less time, and now he said, nah, give me the dime. You know, I don't even want to laugh and make light of this situation. It's serious shit. Main man is never coming home, and your pops a known rat, and he just wanted to be there. Come on, man. He might be the one who might not face life. He might not, but everybody else, ain't nobody. Y'all cooked, well done, charcoal burnt. This shit is wild, man. Wild. Bro, you just got home. You had a fucking ankle monitor on. What are we doing? See, and that's why I like the homies that I'm cool with, because even sometimes I get mad and I may want to crash out, and you know, I got a few homies that'll talk you through it, like, yo, chill, relax. Or what happens if you do that and then this happens or this happens? I mean, I'm sure people got kids and families that rely on a man, and I don't take that shit lightly, man. I'll tell you what, that was a good video. I feel informed. I feel like I'm caught up. I didn't know much about the details of the case other than people saying Gucci ratted and Pooh Shiesty robbed him, and I just felt like Jake just kind of broke that down, you know, very well. I feel like I'm fully tapped in now. You know, maybe we'll stay locked in if we get any more news on the case and see what's going on. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. It's nice out. Throw something on the grill, whatever the case may be. Take y'all kids out to the park. Take your girl out to the movies. I'm going to go pay for my daughter to get her nails done. Y'all be good, man. I'll holler at y'all.
Now you know how we walk. Now you know how we walk. You just walk with Brosy. Yeah, the path ain't easy. But we seen the steps, every move stay silent. You walk with Brosy. Bros TV. The talk different. We ain't done yet.